are alleged and for entertainment purposes only. Once again, all things said are alleged and for entertainment purposes only. Y'all, I ain't got no earrings on. Lord, I feel naked without my hoops. Oh well. We're here. My apologies for being late, everybody. You said love Tori's album. Listen, I can tell you right now, I'm tired of Tori shit. Okay? Downloaded the album last night, listened to it until I fell asleep, woke my ass up this morning, and he was already at number one. Child, listen. The way Tory moving, he's about to have these labels start sending their artists to jail so they can make hit albums. Like, look, y'all ain't in the top 10 out here, you gotta go to jail. Just go to jail and make you an album. It ain't gonna work because, he got a certain amount of talent that's outer worldly. But he making jail look good. It's very embarrassing that he's running laps like this in front of everybody, going number one from prison. Child, listen, need to be studied. Needs to be studied. They need to have a marketing course in PR and entertainment starring Tory Lanez, because I promise you on everything, this needs to go off into how the rest of these artists get out here and do this independent hustle, because what he's doing is literally leaps and bounds ahead of people that are actually signed to labels. The label might give you some push, but it ain't like it used to be. It's not the way that it used to be when the PR budgets were through the roof. Child, you got to promote yourself. You got to almost roll around in the grass in front of Walmart and hope that that can get somebody to go in there and buy your album. Who we, y'all? Goodness gracious. You can't take the talent away from him. I don't care what you say about him. You cannot deny this man's talent. You said burgundy is angel's color. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I wanted to go out this weekend, y'all, but everything still smelled like bonfire. Like literally the whole entire city. It's so bad, y'all. I can smell the burning wood in my house without going outside. So if you are in the northern states that are bordering Canada, please do yourself a favor. Wear an N95 mask. I think I said it right that time. Wear a mask because the air quality is absolutely horrific. Yeah, I went outside for about like 2 minutes to go water my tomatoes. Y'all know how I am about my garden. Went out there to water my damn tomatoes. And my lungs, no. No, 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 no. I had to hurry up and get back in the house. It's not good. It's a lot better than it's been. And the good thing is the temperature is dropping, so it's not as humid outside, so it's a lot easier to breathe because it's less humidity. So imagine we were almost like 100, heavy humidity, heavy smoke. It was terrible when you try to breathe through humidity and smoke. So if you got elderly people in your family, run the errands for them, go check on them. Small children, please do not let them play outside. It's not good outside right now. Don't even leave your pets outside right now. Like I think by Monday we should be a lot better. I'm trying to remember the last time this happened. It took about a week for things to start getting better. By the second week, the air quality was a lot better. But it did take a minute. It's kind of strange to me that California and Canada are going through wildfires again at the same time. Because it pretty much happened simultaneously the last time, if I'm remembering correctly. But what I want to know, y'all, What the hell is Newsom gonna do this time? California is ooh, child. California already pissed off with Newsom. What is Newsom going to do this time? How is he going to handle these fires this time? Because last time people were totally, I mean, when I say livid, and when people are already angry because you didn't do what you were supposed to do last time, child, Newsom, they gonna make some s'mores out your ass. You don't handle this right this time. But let me go ahead and start. And to everybody who's been joining me on Twitch, thank you so very much. We're not far from 1,000 yet. Once we get to 1,000, you guys will be able to go back and see the videos whenever you want to. So I want to say we might be around like maybe 140 away, or I got to check. It's either 140, 130. We're not that far away. So once we get there, you all, like I said, you can go back, watch the Twitch, and then we can start doing more Twitch streams. And I would love to stream more from Twitch, just for the simple fact that it's more freedom. Like over here, you don't know what you can or can't say, because y'all, they don't warn us. Like, it's something different every week. So hold on, y'all. Let me put on my IT glasses. Give me a second. Y'all, these glasses ashy as hell. Wait a minute. Okay. Shall I wore these in a while? Child. They got the original dust on them. Okay, there we go. All right, IT glasses activated. So, we gonna stir the pot today. We gonna stir the pot today. Hold on, are these on crooked shit? Oh, what they on? Forget it. So, was Jay-Z behind the fake medical records, or the alleged fake medical records that were referenced to Nicki Minaj? Was he possibly involved at all? Are rappers going to do better streaming than actually putting out music? Now, I saw something earlier today, and y'all, I'm trying to, okay, they look like they might be on crooked, but they're not. Excuse me, y'all. I want my glasses cocked like a pistol. There we go. So I was looking at something earlier today, and it was Finesse 2Tymes. This is his quote. So he was saying that rap is dead and his streaming is where the money is at. And I told y'all that rap was literally, sliding down the charts. It was going to go from third to possibly fifth place. They're scaling rap back because they want to put country back as the number one music coming out of the United States as far as what we export to other countries for entertainment. Now, country ain't gonna be the same, y'all. Shout out to the Boykin sisters. I think that's their name. I love them, y'all. If you haven't heard them, they're four black sisters that sing country music. Dope. I like them. They're signed to QC. So check them out when y'all get a moment. Ebro and Rosenberg. So, both the uncles got to arguing over there. And I don't know if somebody didn't get their Geritol, or, the egg salad sandwich was late. I have no idea what was going on between Ebro and Rosenberg. But I want to see, is it is this a real beef? Or are y'all really just doing this to get some numbers up on y'all show because people might not be watching? So we're going to tap into that and see Was that argument from a real place? Are they really bumping heads? Or are they doing, marketed, arguing? Is the beef contrived to get some numbers? I want to tap into, how does JT feel about Jackie O saying that she failed her? How does she really feel? Not, you know, what's in the public, but behind the scenes. How does that really affect her, knowing that the person she considered to be her idol feels like she failed her? And for those of you who don't know, Jackie O was a Miami rapper, if I'm not mistaken, of Haitian descent. And she, was making waves coming out of Miami. It was like, at one point in time, it was Jackie O and it was Trina as the top two females coming out of the Miami area. And then outside of Miami, right up, little ways up the road, was Kaya. And I believe Kaya is from Fort Lauderdale, if I'm not mistaken. So those were the top three rap girlies coming out of that area at that time. And Young Miami wanted to be Trina, and JT wanted to be Jackie O. And let's see, how does Kaepernick actually feel about Jay-Z's, there we go, Jay-Z's freestyle? We saw the public statement that TMZ made when they did a story on it, but I want to look at how Kaepernick actually feels about what Jay-Z said, and are there going to be consequences and repercussions for, him disparaging his name and the NFL? Because we have to remember, if he's saying he's signed a non-disparagement contract, then that means that if that is a lie, if what Jay-Z said is a lie, that's defamation, not only on Kaepernick, but also on the NFL, because the NFL would have had to be the ones to, draft up this agreement with their legal team to give to him. So you didn't just drag one, you dragged the organization and Cap. So if this isn't true, how is this going to backfire on Jay-Z? And for everybody that was here with me on Wednesday, I am going to do Chris Brown, but I'm going to do that on Twitch tonight. That's when I need room to, have grown folks conversation. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. And, I skipped one. Hold on, y'all. Damn it. I really skipped this one. What the hell is up with Ming Lee? Now, if you don't know who Ming Lee is Nicki Minaj's little sister. And Po Baby, Ming Lee is looking older than her big sister. She's starting to look like the life is taking her under. I hadn't seen her in a very long time. And to see her, the clip that I saw of her on the stream, I felt really bad for her, because she's starting to look burnt out. She's looking tired and exhausted. And I know people always say, well, that's Nicki's little sister, she needs to go and get her. But what can Nicki do if this is a grown woman and she's able to make her own choices? These are choices that she's actively making. Nicki has her own family, her own life to deal with, and I get it. Like, I got family members that I can't deal with. So I'm not going to judge her for not going over there, because for you to help somebody, they have to want your help and they have to appreciate you helping them. Other than that, you're pretty much wasting your time, putting yourself in harm's way, trying to help somebody that don't want to help. At this point, you just got to pray for them. Excuse me, y'all. I'm thinking about putting my hair clip in. I'm going to see in a second. Yeah, you just got to pray for them and let them live their life, because she's an adult now, and you know, when you're in your early 20s, can't nobody tell you nothing. You think you're smarter than the average, and it's so sad because I saw her before she even really picked up in her career. I saw her being taken advantage of. I saw that people were going to align themselves with her, because if they can't get next to Nikki, then she's the next best thing. We'll get you on, we'll get you to say something about Nikki. You and Nikki look very similar. So we're gonna ride the Nikki wave by, you know, how do I say this? It's I really feel bad for her, because somewhere down the line, hopefully she gets herself together and she can get her life in alignment, because she has health problems too. So that's another concern. But she gets her life together, and I hope this isn't damaging to her mental health, where she looks back and she sees some of this footage, and she sees how she was allowing herself to let these people use her. I really hope that doesn't damage, things for her later, because, child, who is a part of your team? Okay? Who's a part of your team? Where's your manager? Where is, security? Just anybody, somebody that can say, listen, we're on our way to a work event. You don't need to go in this work event in this condition, because y'all, it's like that poor baby don't realize that she's that far out of control. She don't realize it. She has no idea how far out there she actually is right now. We got to remember, she's young. She has limited life experience, and she has no idea how grimy the industry is, how they'll chew you up and spit you out and chew you up again, and until there's nothing left. She you can just tell she's still very immature. So my prayers are going to be for her, regardless, to heal from what she's going through and to be able to maneuver out of, this chapter in her life. Yep, say, yep, she sees it as fun and on some YOLO. Yeah. Well, Terry, you said in Chris Tucker voice, where's her mama? I mean, a good question, because she's been on one for a while. This isn't new. So what type of foundation did she have in her household? Because, I know most of y'all probably already know this. If you have a parent that might have a substance abuse problem, you're way more susceptible to being a substance abuse victim as well. You said Adrian Bronner looks like he's on D-Rugs too. She needs to part ways with Zeus. First of all, Adrian was creepy. Adrian was creepy. The way that he had her like this, how he grabbed on her and was just all over, it was very, very, can't say that word on here, but very, very R-wordy. It gave, if they weren't on camera, if there weren't other people there, would he have overpowered her? Would he have waited for whatever she was on to kick in a little bit more and take advantage? And if this is how she shows up to work events, child, it's scary, because I don't think people realize how many people are really predators. And if predators know that that's how you move, it makes it that much easier for them to use your own behavior, your own energy against you. Since Scotty had to pull her away. Yeah, because it would, child, it looked strange. And see, we got to remember, becoming and Scotty the one that just had the baby, right? Y'all let me know down in the chat. He said Lemmy is definitely using her. Baby, she letting everybody use her. Okay. So y'all gotta think about this. Scotty just had a baby. The mother instincts in her could not stand there. And shout out to Scotty for that. Scotty with the body. Shout out to Scotty for that. The mother in her could not stand there and watch that girl get taken advantage of like that. And no matter what's going on with Scotty, that right there shows she has redeeming qualities. That shows she has a good heart. Because she could have walked away and said, that ain't none of my business. But that was solid of her to do that. Because he was very, very, very aggressive. And it was cringy. I mean, ugh. And I got to thinking to myself, like, I watched that video that him and the other streamer, they were streaming, talking to Tori on the phone. I don't know if all of y'all saw that. Him and the guy he does the podcast with, I can't remember his name right now. But they were talking to Tori on the phone. And y'all, when I tell you, I know they were excited, but they were so unserious. Adrienne, why would you say, do you need us to come break you out? Over the phone with somebody that's supposed to be in prison. I know it's a joke, but shut your ass up. Like, sir, I'm concerned about you. Are you punch drunk or are you just drunk? Said, love the fit in the glasses. Thank you. Like, why would you say that on a recorded line? Like, shut your ass up. Y'all, I literally put my phone down face first. Okay, Dean, that's his name. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Lady T. You said he stay drunk. that makes sense. Because it's like, why would you say that? Shut up. I mean, plenty of people might have thought it, but they ain't stupid enough to say it on a recorded hotline where the people can run that back and listen to it. Like, you gonna do what? But, y'all, matter of fact, I didn't even think about this. I could add this to it, and I'll put this on Twitch for tonight. Is Zeus trying to lock in with Tori so that they can do a special when he comes home? I'm writing it down, y'all. And the reason why I'm asking that is because they had all of the Zeus signage, shirts, banner behind them, everything that was around them said Zeus, which means Lemmy and the network are in support of them supporting Tori. That says a lot to me because it's one thing for them to be on their own podcast and support Tori, but for them to be standing in a place where you can see Zeus signage, y'all, Zeus could have had that taken down and said, we don't want no parts of that. So I would think that Zeus knew that the call was scheduled and they wanted a part of it so that they could stream it, put their signage up, and it's like I want to say a foreshadowing that there could be a future collab between Tori, these streamers, and Zeus. See, we got to remember all the same people that are with Adrienne and Dean also work with Zeus, also work with Aiden Ross. So the circle is very small. I'm seeing how this is working. Said TMZ just called Chris Griffin to ask him about comments on Cardi B. Chris Griffin Say, you know, they are, and I was just looking at his clips. He was lit, and when he come back, I will be on Twitch with Lemon Pepper. So slimy though. I mean, we gotta remember, y'all. Tori was, thank you, Chris Blake. I was about to say Chris Griffin. Like child, he boring. Why they asking him stuff? Child, TMZ being messy. But remember what I told y'all. People have folks over there that are in their feelings at TMZ. Remember, Cardi, you got smart with TMZ and you called yourself dragging them. You forget that TMZ is not the regular urban media. See, they're going to go out of their way to set things up to talk to all type of people that will be more than happy to embarrass you. So you got to be careful who you pick with. This is a gossip blog. This is not a regular news station. So when they do gossip, child, they can create all of the space that they need to run a narrative. Said he has okay, thank you. So he has two last names, Chris Blake Griffin. Okay, thank you. Said her mouth is really her downfall for real. I told y'all she don't watch her mouth. It was gonna be a epic destruction for her. She's got to realize that, you know, once you get to a certain place in life, you have to elevate. You have to carry yourself a certain way. You can't just keep doing the same thing over and over. Y'all, I don't know why I feel like these glasses are on crooked, but they're not. That's what happens when you got a little itty bitty nose that's about the size of a button. There we go. Either way, we're going to go ahead and start the show. Let's see. I'm going to make Ming Lee first because I don't want to stay in the energy around her too long. Like I said, I wish that baby well. Sadly, she's going to find out just how messed up men in the industry can be when you put yourself in a position to be looked down upon. Once they know they can get you up out your drawers, you never have respect ever again. You just never do. They all say, oh, okay, well, what did it take for you to get her? Oh, okay, straight up. Okay. You know, she like Casamigos. Let me get a bottle of Casamigos and see how far we go. That's how that works. You know, you go into a studio session sitting up drinking Casamigos, and next thing you know, you get 2 or 3 shots in and somebody trying to bend you over the couch because they heard about you. So let me get this stuff out the way and let's tap in. And see what's going on. And once again, shout out to Scotty with the body for looking out. That was definitely on girl code, and I thought she was good people for that. Let's see, Ming. Show me the energy around Ming Lee. Show me the energy around Ming Lee. What's to be expected with Ming Lee and Zeus and her career? Hey, honey lot, love you back. Said, Lord, all Nikki asked her to do was go to school and leave this mess alone. I don't think Nikki would have been mad at her for getting into music if she was carrying herself with more, you know, grace, more class, more respect. And I think she possibly would have helped her go to school and still be in the industry. She just wanted her to have better out of life. Nikki knows about demons that she has never even imagined at this point, because the industry, when I tell you, there's no way to make it out of the industry without being spiritually sound. I don't care what anybody says. You have to ground yourself because there's a lot of weird and demonic energies. So it just shows you how immature she is, that your sister is the biggest female rapper around the globe and you think you know more than what she does. 3 of Wands. So it's like she's looking at opportunities, but this is the weird part. High priestess that talks about secrets attached to opportunities, and not knowing where her future opportunities are coming from. Said, I don't think she has talent to rap. She should have went to school and gotten a trade. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Many blessings to you. God give it back to a tenfold. Lord have mercy. You try to make sure my gas tank looks sexy. I appreciate you. Yay. Yes. Knight of Swords. So, it's lots of, communication or gossip going around. And they're trying to balance out, this conversation, this energy around her, because it's affecting, her being able to get brand deals or to get booked. Not that she's not getting booked. It's more like she's not getting the kind of bookings that she could get. Six of Cups. So this is talking about the past and the her wanting to apologize for certain things when it comes to how she's carried herself in the past, things that she said. And it's kind of interesting because it's like this is somebody. I'm just giving an example, not saying this is her, but the example is somebody who might get lit and say a whole bunch or say something inappropriate, and then the next day it's like, oh, wait a minute, oh damn, well I know she gonna be mad at me, she ain't gonna never talk to me. And it's like she wants to apologize for how she behaved in the past, but the bigger thing that you need to do is apologize to yourself. Get yourself some help, because you're going to keep apologizing for the same thing over and over and over and over again, because until you stop this behavior, the addictive behavior, that's what I'm talking about, until you stop the addiction behavior, your personal behavior is always going to be something that you have to apologize for. Eight of Cups. So yeah, it's like she has several people that have walked away from her in the past. Yeah, ghosted her, the Hermit, and it's like she has she don't have the best friend group. She has the people that she gets lit with. So that's not the same as having friends. You get high buddies, your alleged get high buddies, and real friends are not the same. You'll know they're not friends when opportunities dry up, money disappears. If you ever need a place to stay, stuff like that. These people will switch up on you because they're into taking, not giving. Well, not just enablers, because this when you're talking about addiction, the enablers are the people who look the other way that are not a part of your habit. I'm talking about the group that she socializes in that has alleged habits. I wouldn't call them enablers because they're all in the same boat. But the difference is everybody uses her for benefit. So she's going to start to understand how everybody is using her for their own benefit when she's not as beneficial. It's not going to be a flex anymore for her to say, I'm Nikki's sister. It's not going to matter anymore if she doesn't clean up her life. She has to clean up her life. And I know it's got to be hard for Nikki to see her this way. And I'm pretty sure, I can't speak for Nikki, but I'm pretty sure that if she really wanted the help and she was serious, behind the scenes, no media, no, no social media, your sister would help you. But you got to want to help yourself. And y'all, it seems like she's gotten worse since Tommy went to jail. I might be wrong. Y'all let me know if she was like this before Tommy got locked up. Because it seems like she spiraled after Tommy got locked up. Not saying she was already in the best, place and space, but this feels like it got worse. And I don't know if that's because to a certain extent he may have organized her chaos, if that makes sense. But Queen of Cups and the High Priestess. So this talks about, using your intuition, and it's still a lot that she doesn't know. And I think she's a sweet girl, when it's all said and done. But, addiction robs you of your personality. It robs you of your blessings. It robs you of your gift. You said the boyfriend's name is Tommy. Yeah. Lily said, ain't Tommy, we'll have to say, ain't Tommy an alleged pimp? I believe that's what the word on the street is, and he got arrested for what appears to be, from what I read, traffic charges. Now, I haven't read the actual documents, so I can't confirm that, but allegedly, he was a traffic director. So if there's any truth in him directing traffic, it makes you think, when did he start directing traffic, and was he also doing that with Cardi? Because this was Cardi's old boyfriend. Ain't this the one she said she was engaged to? So, were you on the track for him? And now you want to rewrite history as if you didn't do videos saying that you do that kind of thing? But, child, let's see, did Tommy get her into this type of energy, or was she already in this type of energy when she met Tommy? Six of Pentacles. Tommy saw her as a cash cow. Two of Swords. And they keep talking about if she doesn't clean up her life, she's going to cut off a lot of opportunities. But he saw her as a cash cow. So I don't know if that's, using her for her money. She goes out and she works, and then she has to give him her Zeus money, like how Krishan was doing with Blueface. I don't know if it's like that, but it definitely feels like she was very beneficial to him. Three of Swords. So this is what this is. Like I said, she's going downhill ever since Tommy left. The poor baby's heartbroken. She thought that being with him was going to be her wish fulfillment. So it's like this might, in her opinion, be her first love. And you take the first one really, really hard, or allegedly. But I don't see love around him on her side, because when I asked how the energy was around him, Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles is somebody giving you money. The Hermit. Yeah, she's all alone, and it's like she's going through her dark night of the soul. And Queen of Swords. I mean, it's like, this is giving me like she'll drink and she'll pour out her whole life. And whoever listens, she whether it's pills, whether it's drinking, she'll get to where she's at on a certain level, and she'll get to pouring out her whole life. And y'all, that's dangerous. when you're in the street and you're in the industry. People get that kind of information and they take it and they learn your downfalls, your deficits, your wants, your needs, and they will customize and cater a plan just for you to take advantage of you. And it will come from things that they heard come out your own mouth, your own weakness. They'll take them and use them against you. Thank you, everybody, for the stickers. Oh, baby. Eight of Pentacles. So here it is. It's like the Fool and the Eight of Pentacles. It's like taking a leap of faith. It's like she'll try to throw herself into work, but it's getting to the point to where she can't hide this energy at work. I just hope she gets some counseling because it feels like she's going through a really heavy depression. So, yeah. Prayers out to Ming Lee. She's got to want to heal. She's got to want the help. I don't think she wants it as of yet, but it does look like she deals with depression. We got to really do better with our mental health. And if you're going through something, it's okay. Go to therapy. I don't care if it's Teladoc Health where, you can FaceTime your doctor or, Google Meet. It's okay. Go to therapy. So that's the tap in on Ming Lee, child. I wish that baby the best. I hope she is able to pull it together. Because let's say she don't do music full time and she just goes off into streaming. You still got to be lucid to stream. I mean, yeah, there's plenty of streamers that might drink while they stream, but they make sure that they are coherent. They make sure that they're not getting shit-faced. So, cool, child. I just feel like that baby just need a hug, and she need an honest conversation with somebody that really cares about her. But at the same token, it's not going to hit close to home until she's ready. You got to also be ready to receive the message. Be ready to hear what somebody got to say to you. So, hold on. We got Ming Lee out of the way. Child, where is she at? There she go. Alrighty. So, let's see. I'm going to keep the Jay-Z and Nicki for the end. So, for everybody that's just getting in here, I just did Ming Lee and the energy around her after that Adrian Bonner situation. So, let's see. The last one on YouTube will be Jay-Z. Was Jay-Z behind the fake medical records that were referenced when it came to Nicki? Are rappers going to be better off streaming than putting out music? Which I think is a good idea to do both, especially if you're an indie artist, you're underground. Child, get your steady money streaming. Have your fan base follow you streaming, and then drop music, and you can stream as you travel, and you can get all the monies. Get all the monies. Rosenberg and Ebro and Rosenberg arguing. Was it for views, or was it a genuine argument? How does JT really feel about Jackie O saying that she failed her? How does Kaepernick actually feel about Jay-Z's freestyle and the comment about him signing the non-disparagement agreement? And we're going to do Chris Brown and Zeus Network. Is Zeus Network trying to prepare for a release for Tory? And if so, are they going to do a welcome home project for Tory where they stream and film Tory being released from prison? Uh, that and CB are going to be tonight on Twitch. So if you're up at midnight on Twitch, those topics will be on Twitch. Everything else I'm going to do here. Um, we should be wrapping up here around midnight, and then we go right over there for the after show. So let's see. Let's tap into the uncles, the old surly ass uncles, Ebro and Rosenberg. Now, not too long ago, they lost their gig over on the radio. And they were staples on New York radio for a very, very long time. Very, very long time. So it's like now they're to the point to where they're in YouTube land, they're in streamer land, and it's different. Like the engagement is different, the numbers are different, and streaming is a whole different demographic. So now it's like you got the young streamers that are really, really doing numbers. They're doing good. They're working together. They're running each other's numbers up with it's almost like group economics, but it's like group streaming. And I think that's dope that all of them are advertising each other and using each other's platforms to build each other's platforms. The ones that we see working together. Even that streamer university situation where they turn people away, it's still advertisement, because once they turn you away and then you decide to go out and create your own streaming platform, people are going to be like, oh yeah, that's such and such, they got kicked off the streaming university. So if you know how to use marketing, every opportunity, you can take it and spin it into something better for you. So y'all, let's look into Ebro and Rosenberg. Why the hell are they over there arguing? Is this for show so they can get some views? Or are they really falling out with each other? Because it got spicy over there. For those of you that didn't hear it, child, Ebro was over there calling people bitches. I said, oh Lord, not calling folks bitches. Like you said that to him because he's non-violent. No. The average man does not allow another man to say that to him. So let me see something. Pick a deck out. You said it was hilarious. Said Rosenberg voice crack. Listen, Rosenberg was like, you do know we still on air, right? Also, you gonna say it again? Would you say get the new Tory music from daystarpeterson.com? Oh, that's dope. Okay, yes, let's respect the websites. Tory getting all the money off the flow. Sakai is definitely doing his biggest one. I know that has to be a surreal feeling, what he has going on. I'm so happy for him. I'm happy for him, but I am worried for him. I'm worried that he's gotten too far in the fold, in the pocket with certain people, and he might be pulled into some things, because streamers are the new celebrities. They're the new, people are not as caught up with movie stars as they used to be. After, quarantine, where all of us got stuck at home, streamers became more realistic. We mesh with them a lot better, and they make the money now. They're the ones that are getting the wealth. So it makes sense that, if one of those secret groups decided they wanted to recruit, they're going to start recruiting from YouTube, from Kick, from Twitch, all of these types of places. Rumble, because this is where the new audiences are. People aren't, really locking in with buying cable anymore. And, you got to have a favorite TV show now to go on TV versus streaming. Everything is going to streaming. Oh, that's interesting. You said, is that even the real Kai? Child, I don't know what they doing over there. Whichever Kai it is, congratulations on your success. Don't let them get you. Okay, you said you also joined membership recently. Welcome to membership. I should be seeing y'all over the weekend because I ain't going outside. Show me Rosenberg and Ebro. Ebro and Rosenberg. Four of Cups. This talks about rejecting, taking a leap of faith or rejecting acting a fool. This is already going into a weird place. So, y'all, this might be real because this is off the rip. We're talking about someone who's like, you're not about to suck me into this. Okay? You're not about to have me out here cutting the whole clown and the fool on the internet. So that gives me Rosenberg's energy. So he genuinely was surprised. Whew. Y'all, I ain't gonna even lie to y'all. In that moment, I felt like I was back in the 90s watching Geraldo. Anybody that knows Geraldo and Jerry Springer in the 90s, where you say something and the next time, the next, 10 seconds, somebody like, I'm tired of this shit. Next thing you know, they get to hitting people with chairs and knocking people off the set. Y'all, Geraldo got his nose broke, I believe, a couple of times fighting on his show, getting punched in the face. So it does feel like it was genuine. It does feel like it was genuine shock. Tiff, would you say the best part of TV ever? Oh my God. Yeah, I have several people that I went to high school with that were on Jenny Jones. Who remembers Jenny Jones? Like 3 of my high school buddies were on Jenny Jones. And one of my nephews was on Maury Povich. I ain't gonna tell his business. But when he told me it's going on Maury, I said, they must be about to pay you. Because what the hell are you going on there for? So you got the 8 of Pentacles here. And y'all, it looks like if they don't smooth this out, somebody might refuse to work with the other one. And they're already in a dark place with this show, 5 of Pentacles, which means that they're not making the money or the numbers that they expected to make. Ooh, you said, remember Sally Jesse Raphael. Yes, I do. That's the reason why I used to wear red glasses. I kept my red glasses on. And Sally is in her 90s now, y'all. She's still out here doing her thing. She's retired in her 90s. Somebody is clamming up. Like this really did trigger something emotionally. Okay, somebody need to talk now. This lets me know they're at a standstill. They really are at a standstill. The devil, it's like, somebody being toxic. This went 0 to 100 real fast. Ace of Wands, it's like this escalated and became aggressive real fast. Went to a dark place, became toxic immediately. So, y'all, Rosenberg didn't expect this. I got to say it again. He genuinely did not expect his co-host to react to him this way. Four of Swords. He tried to lay the situation to rest, and it's like now this is bringing up like old energy from the past. So I don't know if y'all tell me, because I'm not one that really watched them on YouTube like that when they were on the radio. I would see clips here and there. But have they had a blow up like this in the past? I don't remember, because it's like in the past they've been able to lay things to rest. But this is, it's like it's evoking old energy, and it's just like he's he's confused. It's like, damn, we've always been able to handle things and lay things to rest. I guess not this time. Damn, Tiff. So it's very tense between them. It's like they may not be comfortable, or Rosenberg may not be comfortable talking to him right now. It's like if he has to say something, he's saying the bare minimum. It's like we still got to work together. We got this contract, and till there's a resolve here, I'm gonna do the bare minimum. I'm gonna do whatever I got to do, but somebody may be thinking about quitting, walking away from this situation. Six of Cups keeps popping up at the bottom of the deck. The past. Child, I don't even know exactly what they were arguing about. I just know that I saw the part where Ebro called him a bitch, and I was just done. Like, damn, we going there? Like, oh, wow. But whatever it was like he called himself, like G-checking them on something he said. And I got to go back and rewatch it because Rosenberg, like, y'all, his nuts, they could have went back up in the inner cavity of his stomach. Like, that's the energy that I'm getting right here. Like, he literally was confused. How this manifested, he is confused. Like, where did this come from? Like, you took this too far. So I don't know what the hell they was arguing about, but I want to see if he's playing the victim. Said it's honestly been very wild to see the hip-hop community imploding like this. There is never any positive news in rap department anymore. It's all low vibrational and ugly. Well, that's what they do when they want to run a PR campaign to decommission something. See, these are the juggernauts. These are the OGs of hip-hop. And if hip-hop is not going to be in the top, music category in the world, you're going to really have to fight for your place. Thank you, Neds. So you got the independent lady here, and you got the Seven of Wands, which is defending yourself, standing up for yourself. So it's something like, I don't know if Ebro felt singled out or he felt alone in the moment, but he was like, no, I'm going to hold my own. I'm going to stand up and defend myself. Because he became very defensive, y'all. His eyes were big, like possum eyes, like I couldn't believe it. I was like, damn, what's happening here? Six of Swords, yes. Don't be surprised if somebody quits this podcast after this, whether it's supporting staff or one of the two that are like the main attraction for the show. Because it's like it's become too toxic. I'm ready to get out of here. Like everything is like walking on eggshells right now. Two of Pentacles. It's like they took a gamble. It feels risky now. Death and the Three of Cups. Well, this is a good way to ruin the party. It feels like between the both of them, it'll never be the same due to a decision that needs to be made or a decision that was made. Yeah. Wow. Said no quit. A quitter. Said it's like when a junkie can't have the hit, they get real mean, especially off that methany. Ooh, child. Ooh, child. Said I had an ex that was on Maury, and it was a cheating show, and his ass got busted. Damn. Yeah, this is somebody feels rejected and betrayed. I don't know. It's like he felt like he was grandstanding. He was playing him like you trying to, you trying to little homie me. Okay. I'm still shocked at how Ebro reacted. Not that he got upset, but it was how he reacted. Because it's like y'all are actually on air. You're on the camera. Like we see you. The work card. Was this to run up the check? Was this to run up the check or is this genuine? King of Coins, Queen of Staff. Child, it may not have been to run up the check, but it feels like it's going to be used to do that. And definitely gives diva energy when you get the Queen of Wands here. So Ebro is the diva of the show, child. Diva, Devo. Speaking of divas, y'all, I'm wearing Diva from MAC. Shit. Ooh, Lord have mercy. Explain the devil. I don't think that need much help, but explain the devil. So he's like, I might have been toxic, but I was telling the truth. And the one thing about a King of Swords is they don't care about the delivery. A King of Swords will hurt your feelings. This is not who you want to go to if you want to be coddled. The Hermit. Yeah, I think Ebro is the one who might be feeling disrespected enough to consider leaving the show. Can't say that it's actually going to happen, but they're in a very tense place right now. There's some conversations that need to be had. Things need to be smoothed over, especially when it comes to talking about respect, etiquette. There's lots of anxiety here. Corporate has anxiety. Whoever may be over this, it's like, what the heck is going on? Like, is the show over? Like, can you two still work together? Eight of Cups. Show me the Eight of Cups. Seven of Cups. So it looks like somebody is trying to consider walking away to consider other options. Also, I have to acknowledge Seven of Cups is a card that, tarot class, I've told y'all this before. This is an indicator that, substances might be involved and may have been involved in the past. So, everything I'm saying is alleged, allegedly, 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 and for entertainment purposes only. Two of Cups. So, I mean, really, these two are a really good match working together. They have been in the past. They've been a dynamic duo, but it feels like somebody is ready to go on their own at this point. And there's a lot of secrets behind the scenes, things that people don't know about, things, that aren't being discussed. Damn, Tiff. That's the one that chew you up and have your teeth falling out. No, thank you. Four of Pentacles. This talks about being very, very stubborn, and just things are just definitely not working out the way they thought. The Tower. This could have ruined the foundation of the show because y'all, it feels so tense, and it's like, okay, what am I about to walk into? What the hell is going on? Six of Swords. Six of Swords. So, like I said, things escalated, became aggressive very fast. I don't know why this Queen of Wands keeps popping up, but it's like they may have an intermediate between them that, is delivering messages between them until things cool off. Uh-oh. Hold on. Three of Cups and Death. So don't be surprised if they come back out to crush the narrative, because I got the Three of Cups and Death, which is like to end the gossip in the narrative, or try to transition the conversation about the heated discussion, because it's like they don't want to discuss what actually brought this into fruition. The Empress talks about giving birth to a situation, so that's what actually caused it. And it's like they're trying to get a stronghold on the situation to get it back under control. Um, Whoever is in corporate, if there are like contracts and things, if they're, you know, I want to say like sponsors and people like that, if there's a program director or a producer for the show, like they're trying to figure out how to turn this around and get this situation back in order. So y'all, damn, looks like this was real, and they're gonna try to come back later to clean this up, to make it seem like it wasn't what it was, and have a conversation like behind the scenes, a sit down. And if they can't come to, you know, a respectful agreement, somebody is going to go their separate ways, because the energy feels like walking on eggshells. It really does. And somebody feels very, very betrayed. Yeah, wish fulfillment. And this is talking about, you know, for somebody to show them love. It's like love or respect. So I'm looking more so as respect. You're going to give me my respect. That's the wish fulfillment. You're going to give me my respect. Like I've always, and it's like Rosenberg is like, I've always shown you love. What are you talking about? Eight of Swords, heavy in your head. The Fool, like this popped off out of nowhere. He was even, you know, worried. Like, do I need to call the police? Like, what the hell is going on up in here? I'm not about to be in here fighting. So, yeah, ooh wee. Ebro, don't have him call his peoples on you now. Said Ebro said Rosenberg is broke. Um, they're trying to balance this situation out, but I'm telling y'all, it's a lot going on behind the scenes. There's a lot of secrets, and Ebro feels very justified in what he said. It's like I may not have handled it in the right way. I may have had a toxic delivery, but I'm telling you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Like, you're not going to play with me. You're not going to play in my face. I refuse to let you play me. And it's very, very, the energy is very strong. Y'all, Rosenberg, he shook. It looks like energetically he was worried about if he needed to call the police. Like somebody, you know, do we need security? Do we need the police? Are we good? Who would have thought the two uncles were going through all of this? Ooh. Now somebody in the chat is saying allegedly Ebro got money because Jay-Z pay him. Oh, oh, speaking of over there, we're also going to talk about Desiree and Demore and what's going on in court today on Twitch. So if you haven't been paying attention to Desiree and Demore's case, child, listen, it took an interesting, turn today where things are working out in Demore's favor, and all of the things that Desiree are trying to do are literally just blowing up in her face. So it looks like the insurance company, okay, is pretty much aligning themselves to ride with Demore, because what they want is for the judge to cite certain things. In my opinion, that's what this appears to be. They want them to cite certain things so that they can have it on the record to use against Desiree at a later date. That's what this appears to be, in my opinion. Now, I'm not a lawyer. I was only in the debate class because I love to argue. I'm a little petty, and I love fact finding. That's the only background I got outside of watching LA Law. But allegedly, from what it looks like to me, from what I read, this appears to be the downfall of Cutter Deal Davis. And she's grabbing everything on the way down, trying to keep from having this downfall. Now, how many of y'all remember when I told y'all, I want to say, what was this, 3.5 years ago, that nobody would be able to help a certain person because they would all have things of their own that they needed to take care of? They would all have fish too big to fry, which means she would have to be on her own. Where my OGs at? Who remember that? Okay, I see a yes. A yes, you did, Angel. So we're looking at that, play out. And I want to remind you of that because I was always told from the very beginning when I tapped into this case that when we get closer to Tory coming home, remember, there's going to be scandal after scandal after scandal, and that Megan was going to lose backing. She was going to lose support from the people that she needed it from most, because they all have their own things that they need to take care of. And it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger for them, and they just can't be focused on her right now. Not the way that she needs them to focus on her. So the rumors about her and Clay getting back together, I don't doubt it. Is he going to take her serious? Child. Now, I believe, and this is in my opinion, okay? The women who believe that this man is about to marry her are delusional, in my opinion. And the reason why I believe that is because once he told her that he didn't want to be monogamous, and then she put him on blast for the whole entire world to drag him, that severed any chance, any tie of him emotionally wanting to be connected to her, because every time she doesn't get her way, it's going to become a public display. Now, what I believe is going on is that there's certain things that she possibly does very well, or at least she does to his liking, and he's making sure that he continues. Child, one of the pictures and fell off the table. Even the picture said, Lord, I can't believe it. But I'm going to say, in my opinion, he's having fun with her, but this time around, he's having it his way. So if you need a couple of dollars, here, I left it on the nightstand, and deuces. Y'all, my great-granddaddy fell off the table, child. Let me go get granddaddy off the floor. I mean, he fell and he slid, y'all. I'll picture fall and slide. I guess he said, I know you laugh. Ooh, child. The shade of it all, you getting shaded from my ancestors. They done jumped off the table like, child, I don't want to hear this shit. Ooh, you said he couldn't believe it either. to A. Dave Chappelle married. Very much so. Has been married for a very long time. Now, we don't know if they were doing anything, but the optics of it look very, very poor. And the reason why the optics look bad is because it's late at night. This is a very, very married man who was publicly shown his wife and his family to the whole world. And you're known to be the person that don't really care about ethics when it comes to going behind somebody's back and sleeping with their man. So to see you out with this married man look like you might be out, doing something that could lead to being inappropriate. So I get why Dave was trying to roll the window up, but I thought that she was on one to be like, oh no, 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 sign the autograph. Baby, he didn't want to be seen with you. He didn't want to be seen with you. You know that man didn't want to be seen with you. Why did you put him in that position to be seen by paparazzi in the vehicle with you, even though there was another person in there with you? And it could have been as simple as they shared a ride. It could have been that simple that they shared a ride. But because of her reputation, it just doesn't look good. You said not Pop telling Clay to run like Forrest Gump. Child, I'm telling you, if you saw where the picture landed, it's like, how you get over here? Said allegedly she gets down in front of her employees. So, ooh, child. Well, that's what that paperwork said, but we'll have to see when they go to court what actually is proven to be true. But according to the streets, I believe Emilio said something very, very descriptive about things that happened in front of him in a moving vehicle that he could not get out of. So he was riding around and it was like a mobile orgy, allegedly. Alrighty, what's up next? Because we're going to have a whole entire ball on Twitch tonight. Let's see. Let's get both the uncles out of here. How does JT really feel about Jackie O saying that she failed her? We're going to tap into that. That's up next. Let me change the deck. Okay, there we go. To be honest with y'all, it's kind of sad, if you ask me. Jackie O, who no longer goes by Jackie O, I don't remember what her name is now on social media. She's now I believe either an evangelist or a pastor. I don't know which one. But she had posted, and I felt like this was messy on Jackie's side. I got what she was saying, because I feel like her point was already made, but to share the screenshot from the DM, I didn't like that part. But she shared the screenshot of JT, and JT sounds so sweet and so cute in the message she left her, letting her know, no matter what, even if you're doing Christian music, I would still like to do music with you one day if you decide to do music. And I'll even let you pick the song or the type of music. So she was still enamored with her, and it was like the little girl in JT was still, excited about, Jackie O. So I feel like for that purpose, I wouldn't have shown that if, it's not like JT shaded her and she had to prove, well, you was in my inbox, writing my, you was on my shit. It wasn't like that. So I think her point would have still been made without showing that. Because, when you're clergy, you're a pastor, people talk to you in confidentiality. So I feel like that. Okay, you said Jackie's name is Angela F. Cohen. Thank you. Yeah, when you work in ministry, people talk to you in confidence, and I feel like she should have gave her that same confidence to keep that under the table, but she still could have addressed what was already out publicly. It's just, to me, it was the way that it was done. Do I feel like what she said was wrong? No. But I do not think that she needed to expose the DM, because the DM, she was still showing her love. Now, all you had to do is just respond to her privately and say, listen, sweetheart, I'm not going to go back off into rap, but, God bless you, and I'm not that person anymore, and I wish you the best, but I don't represent that, and I don't want to push that on you. Like, that was something could have stayed in the DM. So let's tap in. How does JT feel about what Jackie O said? Like, to me, that was messy. Would you say JT was DMing a fake page? Says she seemed triggered or upset by something. I don't know. Yeah. So this talks about her feeling betrayed, the wounded warrior. So her feelings are definitely hurt. I mean, eventually she's going to get over this, but she feels betrayed. You said, Angel, to me, she sounds like she low-key hating on JT. Well, it could come off that way because, like I said, it's not that what she said was wrong, because you do lead a different life now. Totally get that. But what she said to you in the DMs, I believe, should have stayed in confidence, because it wasn't anything that really edified us, the public, by seeing that. So Six of Swords, it's like she's going to leave this situation behind her. Like, okay, well, this is becoming chaotic, it's toxic. She really did want to offer the opportunity to work with her, because she still looks up to her. Well, y'all, this is a perfect example in my opinion, and this is in my opinion, okay? This is why you don't make anybody your idol. You don't worship anybody. You don't put anybody on a pedestal, because if they fall short, what do you do then? If you've invested so much in that person and they fall short and they are no longer, who you believe them to be, what do you do then? Now, I also do believe that Miss Angela, all due respect, this is one of those situations where you could have, convinced her to run from God. Because you got to remember, you represent the church. You could have caused her to turn away from the church and religion and God because you hurt her feelings. And a lot of times people don't understand how to separate the action of the person versus the faith and the conviction in God. That's why things need to be handled in a certain way. So, it's like now everything is dicey, it's up in the air between them. And it just seems like JT was just trying to bring things to balance, to bring balance to a new beginning. Just like, well, I get that. Like, I respect that, but I would still work with you. So it gives me, and y'all, just rock with me on this. When she said, you can pick the song, you can pick the type of music. it gives me that JT was open to doing what could have been inspirational or gospel music if Jackie O was willing to work with her. Now she could have told her that, I no longer rap, that's not my thing. But she could have took that as a moment to have a conversation with her, like, auntie to niece, big homie to little homie. Pull her to the side and teach her. It's certain things she may not have learned. She may not have had that influence. So, whatever she does after the experience, that would have stayed with her in her heart. And somewhere down the line, you never know when your words, the seeds that you sowed in her, would have grown and touched her heart and possibly delivered her. So it wasn't Kaya beefing with that lady and said that Jackie O had mental health issues. Well, baby Kaya was beefing with everybody but us. I don't remember what she said about her, but one thing about her, Kaya don't hold her tongue, and Kaya gonna say what she want to say. So I personally don't remember her saying that, but it sounded like something she would say. Said, as a woman of God, that was Jackie's opportunity to help change JT's life, not block her. Right, right, honey, lot, and that's my whole purpose. That baby may have, and she's a grown ass woman, but I'm older than her. She may have accepted the message from Jackie that she hadn't accepted from anybody else. Jackie could have opened her eyes and opened her heart and gave her a new vantage point, a whole new perspective, if she would have talked to her behind the scenes. Because this girl idolized you, so she's more prone to listen to you than anybody else. That's just in my opinion. Says she's a baby to me too. LOL facts. Yeah, so it's like this cycle is coming to a close, Empress. And see, this is why it hurts in a certain way for JT, because JT needed a mother figure. Not that she didn't have anybody there growing up, but she needed a mother figure. She could have gave her that mothering energy. Not to say she got to take over and be her mama, but she could have gave her that love that she was missing from her mother by just talking to her and having a real conversation with her behind the scenes. It would have meant everything to her. I really do believe it would have changed her life. Said, what if that was JT crying out for help but do not know how to ask for real help? Could have been. Could have been. We don't know what her behind the scenes life is like. Just because she's always in the best designers and she's, living in a penthouse and able to drive this and, all those types of things, that doesn't mean that she's happy behind the scenes. It just means that she's kept. She's taken care of. Happy is something that you have whether you have money or not. Money can't make you happy. You have to get money to find out that you don't get happy because you got money. Now, you might get happy because you can pay some bills that you weren't able to pay, but having money does not bring you peace or happiness. That has to come from in here. So it's like this cycle coming to an end, a close rather. So I don't see her reaching out to her anymore. That's right. Happiness to me comes from within. I agree. Said Jackie wasn't displaying the fruits of the Holy Spirit, missed opportunity to plant the mustard seed of faith. The faith in God. I totally believe that. So, it looks like JT is still heavy in thought, still heavy in her head. And it was a very harsh wake-up call for her. I'm not going to just say that it was a harsh truth. It was a harsh wake-up call for her. Sometimes you have to learn not to respect people more than you do. You have to learn there's a difference between the person and the persona. Just because you like the persona doesn't mean that you'll mesh well with the person. She said that page and DM was fake. The page and DM was fake. Well, okay, let's put that out there. But was Jackie's response fake? I want y'all to think about that. Was Jackie's response fake? Was the way that she affected JT with her response fake? See, even if that was possibly a burner account, she responded to it publicly, not privately. She didn't contact her people to talk to her privately. She talked to us. So if it was fake, you mean to tell me you let a fake page psych you out and then you drag this girl low key in Jesus' name? When you could have just kindly said, you know what? I hope you do better than me. I may not have been the best person for you to follow at that time, and I've totally changed my life. And if you'd like to sit down and talk, we should talk privately. And see, she would have loved that conversation, because even though you're not rapping anymore, you're in a different lane, you've changed your life, it would have been everything to her to talk to you in private, one-on-one, and get that advice, that big sister energy, that motherly love. Totally a missed opportunity, in my opinion. Thank you, New Eyes. He says, speak on it. Hi, Eric Pearson. Yeah, this could have been a bond in a relationship to where this would have been like one of those lifelong bonds, but it ended up bringing heartbreak. But I see JT moving on from this. And, you know, it's like I really didn't even get to talk to you that much, because Page of Cups also talks about limited communication. And notice, this is a young child. This is a little girl. So you look at the little girl face. She looks peaceful and serene and in amazement, right? Water back here represents feelings. So she had all the love, like deep feelings, all the love for Jackie ever since she was a baby girl. And, you know, it's like growing up, she went through a lot. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, it's not that she wasn't provided for, she wasn't taken care of. Um, it was tumultuous. And, you know, think about that. A young girl, you know, you need your mother. You love your mother. And she got love from everybody else, but it's not the same as having the love of your mother. So when she saw Jackie O, she was enamored. She instantly was like, oh my God, it's a pretty dark-skinned woman. I want to be like her when I grow up. Two of Cups. She felt like they would have been the dynamic duo. Like this would have been an amazing opportunity. King of Wands. King of Wands is interesting coming out for Jackie. That gives me someone that, you know, may have a history of being abrasive with their actions, especially when it comes to how you publicly present yourself. And she may not have seen this as being confrontational, but it was very, in my opinion, it was very nice, nasty. And this is the reason, real talk, y'all. Let's keep it 1,000. This is the reason why a lot of people don't stay in church. New people who are not used to going to church, that are learning their way, when they meet somebody that, you know, treats them like this runs them away from church, and they take it so personal that it runs them away from God as well, because they don't separate the behavior of the person in the body of Christ from actual Christ. They don't understand all people to a certain degree are broken. So just because that person is in church doesn't mean that they have a good spirit or they're the best person to lead you, because church is an infirmary for the sick souls. It's where broken spirits go to be healed. Most people that are in church are looking for healing. They're looking for someone to lift whatever spiritual energy up off of them so that they can be free. So when you got somebody that's, in the lowest place of their life and they're coming into church, or they're thinking about what direction they need to go in their life. Not saying that JT is in a low place, just giving an example. When you have these types of people, they make you feel like, you know what? That's why I don't go to church. They get to acting, sedity. They get to acting snobby, and it's sad because there are nicer people in a bar than there are in church, depending on where you go to. And that needs to change. Church needs to go back to being about community, about family, about, showing love in your actions and not just your words. So I'm going to wrap this up. And my advice to Jackie, sweetheart, do better. Because you don't know how you could have influenced her to have a relationship with God for herself. You may have been the only person that she would have listened to. And that's why God allowed her, even as a young child, to lay eyes on you the way that she did, because he knew what he was going to do with your life. So we put this deck away and we going to keep it moving. This almost felt like it was turning into a membership conversation, y'all. Said the real Jackie says she loves JT. Okay. Well, that's good. I think they need to, if they could have the conversation behind the scenes, I think that would be dope. Like, have it behind the scenes. Like, remove the public from it. We don't need to know about it. We don't need to hear about it. If we see the two of you together, it should be after you're comfortable and you bonded and you have a relationship outside of social media. So if, they can sit down and talk to each other, I think that's a great idea. But the energy that I get when JT saw that, when that went viral, it looked like it really hurt her feelings. It kind of, it broke her heart. So I hope that that's not real. I hope it's not real. I'm only tapping into the energy around JT's feelings about the post. So I think this would be a great opportunity for Miss Angela to really embrace JT and take her under your wing, because God is doing something special here. And you've lived where she's lived. You've walked in her shoes. You can talk to her in a way that nobody else can. And she would take that message from you, because if you can do it, anybody can do it. So let's see. We got Kaepernick and how he really feels about Jay-Z's freestyle. Y'all, I'm running through these topics faster than I expected. Look at me. I expect the last one to be the long one. That's why I put the Jay-Z and Nicki topic for the end, because I figured that's one that's going to be more of like a deep dive. So let's see how Kaepernick felt behind the scenes about Jay-Z using him or pandering with his name at this last concert. Now, in my opinion, and this is my opinion, has nothing to do with tarot. What Jay-Z did to me was dangerous. And if you don't know any better, you don't know the story, you don't understand why Kaepernick took the stance that he took, why he took the knee, you will be forced to believe that Kaepernick was a sellout and Jay-Z was the man with the backbone and the standout person. But how can we see you as the person with the backbone who's the real rider when you told Jermaine Dupri to take the knee right along with Kaepernick and then you took the damn job? You claim that you're the one they can't control. You're the one they can't control. In my opinion, you've been in the pocket. You in the pocket like the 8 ball, baby. The game is over for you. You've been in the pocket. So for those who don't know any better, let's say they're in another country. They don't know American history and how people that look like me are treated, why the knee was necessary, why football players decided to take a stance due to police brutality against black people, especially black men who were losing their lives while they were being arrested. People not even making it to the precinct, or Sandra Bland, okay, say her name, her making it to the precinct and, in my opinion, not making it out of booking. Because to me, it didn't look like she had real life in that booking picture. Look a lot closer. It appears that she has scotch tape, okay, from here to here, holding her eyes open, which means something could have happened to her on the way to the precinct. We don't know. We don't know what happened to her. We just know she was found in the cell shortly after she got to jail. And really, she shouldn't have been arrested, in my opinion. Breonna Taylor as well. So for you to stir that narrative and to try to rewrite history and to try to make this man look like a coon and a clown so that you can, have a moment in the news, to me was very, very lowbrow. It showed even more how disconnected you are with the community. That man is down with helping the family in Mississippi for Nolan Wells to take care of whatever expenses that they have. Even Tyler Perry stepped up to help pay for expenses with the family. You haven't given anybody shit. Not even your own son DNA. Allegedly, you got children sprinkled here, there, and everywhere that can't even be claimed publicly. So who's the real stand-up man between you and Kaepernick? I'm going to go with Kaepernick, because at least Kaepernick really stood for something when he took that knee. Jay, you said that we're over it, we're past that now. We're no longer kneeling. You organizing the halftime show for the Super Bowl does not help the black community. That man sacrificed his entire career. He had years left to play. That money was owed to him because they ruined the rest of his career. They stole his career from him for standing up for his own people. You came in and convinced us to throw the football players under the bus that took the knee for us as a community so that the NFL could still have black folks come to their games. They didn't want to look racist. And you stood there like that little butler in Django, staring out the window, licking lemonade, just sipping lemonade, telling on all the field hands. That's what I see when I see you. You're a house Negro. See, the plantation might be different, but the job is the same. And that's just in my opinion. So let me find a deck to see how Kaepernick really feel about Jay-Z using him as a prop for his freestyle. After you just had an afro just like him, you had his whole aesthetic, and then turn around and talk about him. Talking about some people running out of things to say, so they got to bring up Cap again. First of all, Cap ain't never stopped being relevant. What Kaepernick did was for his people. He will always go down in history for standing for his community. That is not something that needs to be forgotten. Now, reasonable doubt, child, we forgot about that when it came time to purchase it. $29K, and you supposed to be the king of rap. That's what you want us to believe? Yeah, that was forgettable. It's so forgettable, I made sure I didn't listen to it again in honor of Kaepernick. Now, I take a knee every time they play your music. Ooh, Skip. Show me how Kaepernick felt. Show me the energy around how Kaepernick felt. Lotto show did do better numbers. That's saying a lot. You know who else did better numbers? This gentleman you called a leprechaun, Tory Lanez. I went to bed, he just dropped it. I woke up, he was #1. You didn't even chart. You didn't even make it to the Bedrock 500. Fred Flintstone could not find the tablet where you charted. The first time or the second time. You blew the dust off your worst album, sir. Have a seat. You went quadruple copper penny. Infinite toothpick. You say nice lace fronts. Beautiful lace fronts. Y'all are funny. You got the tower here. So as far as Kaepernick is concerned, Jay-Z ruined the foundation for their relationship a long time ago. It was already destroyed. It was over. Night of Wands, which talks about, something being in and out. It happened real quick. And King of Cups. He's very deep in his feelings about what he said, but as far as addressing him publicly, don't expect him to say anything, too soon. He's going to be very careful with his words. 8 of Swords. Child, he's heavy in his head about what you said, but he's going to refrain from handling certain things publicly, and at least for a certain amount of time. Ace of Swords, 3 of Wands. So it's like Kaepernick is saying, allegedly, because I don't know him, I ain't his representative, but just in case he see this, allegedly is saying, the energy is saying, Jay, you know the truth, Ace of Swords, about the opportunity and what really happened. You used me. This was your ships coming in. And then you cut me off. You discarded me after you got what you wanted. But you know the truth about what's going on. Ten of Pentacles. So you know the truth about what's going on with this money. Queen of Swords. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Are you going to sue Jay for defamation? Are you going to sue him for defamation? Uh-oh, hold on. Oh, that's a lot. Let me try that again. The whole mini series just fell out. Let me try that again. So you got the Two of Cups and the Two of Pentacles. Um, so him and his girl are so cute, like soulmates. It's like these two talk about everything. They're really best friends. So these two are thinking about what needs to happen. What are they going to do? It's his decision, of course. It's up to him what he wants to do. Um, it's questionable right now, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're looking at their options. It looks like they may take a chance on looking into the legal ramifications of what they can do. Um, yes, considering options. So I do believe that they could be considering options on, what they need to do legally in this situation. Child, play the little saxophones. You sold 29K and you might be owing somebody 29 million because you talk too much. You never shut up. Old school New York hip hop. If you know, you know. Oh my gosh. So the Hangman. It's like he's contemplating, but he doesn't know which way to go with this. Um, but balance through a new beginning. It's definitely on the table. It's a thought for sure. What is this pending? Six of Cups. So we're talking about the past and Seven of Wands. It's like he feels like he needs to stand up for himself. Like, and it's not like he wants to just champion every cause, but he does think this is worthy of defending because there's a past here. So it's like you're not gonna just keep stepping on my toes. You're not gonna just keep pissing on my head and telling me it's raining. You've been playing with me for a long time, and now I feel like I need to stand up for this situation. The Chariot. So yeah, he may get an offer from a lawyer to move forward on this. Like I said, this is still in the contemplating phase. But yeah, they might get served over there at Pebble Nation. Um, is Jay going to be ousted from the NFL for this? Will the NFL use this against Jay because he may have defamed them as well? Will they use this against Jay? Will this be their way of getting rid of him? Queen of Pentacles, Six of Wands. Child, from here on out, he's going to have to coast on Beyonce's damn bra straps. He's literally going to have to ride the hem of her garment like she's Jesus, because all of his opportunities from here on out have to be attached to his wife. Yeah, he really played himself. He said, not the straps, Angel. Child, listen. If she needs some bra advice, I got her. I got the jugs. I can tell you where to go get you a good bra. I guarantee you, going into those little mama stores, you ain't going to have the bra you need. You need the one with the spaghetti straps and the 5 to 6 hooks in the back. The lunch lady bra, the one that your grandma wear. Okay, the one that grandma, it pulls her up and the boobs look like missiles. You need that one. So it looks like the NFL may allegedly collaborate with Kaepernick on this one because it looks like double disparagement. Jay, you really stepped in it, baby. Oops. Now you work over there and you speaking for these people. You have a job as a public figure for the NFL. You can't just say just anything and you represent them. You're an active employee of the NFL. Child, you gotta show your ass after you get your last check. See, that's how you know you've been out the hood too long. You don't know. See, if you know that you're gonna show your ass, you gotta make sure that you know when you're gonna put in your 2 minute notice, because usually that's not when you respect the job enough to have a 2 week notice. So when you get ready to put in your 2 minute notice, it needs to be on check day. That way you already got what you gonna get, and they can't withhold your damn earnings. Ooh, child, I know I told y'all everybody gonna be in court, but damn, this is ridiculous. Said Cap needs to go get Busby. I would fall out. I don't think I could. Ooh, child. Oh my God. Thank you, Brianna. Ooh, ooh, y'all almost got my feet kicking up under the table. We already had my great grandpa fall off the table. Oh my God. When I say the matchup on that one would be crazy, that's almost as funny as me seeing earlier that Brorilla was on TMZ and said that she want to make amends with the mama, but pretty much she don't want to be bothered with Glorilla. But you wouldn't be on TMZ without them talking about Glorilla. Like, child, those two are hilarious. Glorilla dropped a new song today. All I can say is it's time for you to work with some writers, because your sound is starting to sound repetitive. And it's nothing wrong with working in a writer's camp. Work with some writers. Like, put a little, spin on your sound so that you can continue to keep going. Ciao. You got the Queen of Cups here. So he's following his Lord. He's following his instincts. There we go. He's following his intuition on how he needs to handle this, and he's going to stand up. But he wants to stand up in a way that makes impact, something that's going to actually make a difference. And one thing that makes a difference with Jay is numbers and the money. So if he does take him to court, it's going to be able to show him through a way that actually is going to make a difference. So, Jay, are you going to apologize for disparaging this man's name and his character? Oh. He's trying to keep the upper hand on the narrative. Jay's too worried about the gossip and what we're saying on the internet. That's more so where his focus is. I don't think he thought this would turn into a thing. He was just trying to turn the narrative in his, direction, in his vantage point, and it backfired. I don't think he saw the backfire coming. Wheel of Fortune, 9 of Wands. Yeah, if Kaepernick takes him to court, this may be a drawn out case. It could last a while. So, Lil Ugly, go over there and apologize. Go over there and apologize. Have a fake sit down on the camera like Oprah and turn it into a Creed commercial about now how you put the drops in your waves and how you graduated from that fro that you had for 3 minutes, and talk about the real issue with kneeling. I doubt if you'll do that, because your real alleged bosses, the shadow people, whoever they may possibly be, I might be imagining this, You can't do that because your whole entire existence, in my opinion, was built off of you being a house Negro. You have always been attached to somebody that had you in the window snitching, sipping lemonade, in my opinion. So you can't fake righteousness and black power with someone that is actually righteous and putting proof to power in their actions, because the real is always going to outlast and outweigh the fake. You're going to look like the counterfeit you are, in my opinion, if you sit down with Kaepernick, because he's not a dumb jock. He's a very intelligent young man. You will not own that conversation. And when he start asking you real damn questions, and you get the doing the Elmer Fudd and stuttering over there like you do, and it's time to tell the truth, you're gonna look crazy, in my opinion. In my opinion, that's why you won't do it. But you'll do a sit down with somebody who's afraid to ask you real questions with an already curated narrative so that you don't look bad by the time the interview is over. Sit down with somebody that's going to ask you some real questions, sir. I dare you. I dare you. Because real questions are going to be asked about you all 2027 and 2028. And you're not going to be able to control the narrative 2027 and 2028. Would you say he snitched on Irv, Suge, Jay Prince when they were trying to get that distribution company up and running? According to the streets, allegedly. I heard that. And I also heard that the feds were seizing people's records and clearing out their offices, things like that. And if I remember correctly, which I know I do on this part, this was the downfall of Murder Inc. and Ashanti's career. Because once all of that happened and the feds came in and they had that case, they had to spend all that money to win that case. And by the time that case was over, it dried up the momentum over at Murder Inc. Because during that time, for those of you who remember music at that time, Ashanti was whooping Beyonce in the numbers. Ashanti was outselling Beyonce every time in the numbers back then. Wow, said took over 100 million to win it. Said yeah, so her and Ja was magic. I think Murder Inc. just in general had a nice vibe when it came to what they were presenting. Just like Rough Riders, they sound different. They didn't sound like anybody else. Um, like I like Vita. I wanted to see what they were going to do with Vita, where her career was going, and that also tanked Vita as well, because it's like Vita did, the movie with DMX, Belly, DMX and Nas, and then here it is. She's putting music out, and then Murder Inc. goes through all of that, and Vita slides through the cracks. And to be honest, Ashanti eventually, she was able to bounce back, but she was one of the few. Ja's career, that was the other whammy for him. Like, he had Hurricane 50 Cent and then this. So it really, really took the wind out of their sails. Now, before I go forward, I got a random little story about me, Ja, and Irv Gotti. Now, y'all, this was way, way back many moons ago. Ashanti hadn't even released her first single. Okay, this tells you how far back this was. And I was bald headed, y'all. I had 3 curls. Okay. So I worked at a casino in Detroit where a certain celebrity might owe them some money right now. and I was working the craps tables, which were on the second floor. And at the time, a cigarette girl who walked around with the tray, sold cigarettes, cigars, all that type of stuff. I was a cigarette girl. I had a little pillbox hat and everything. And I'm walking through, and as I come around the front end of craps, which was like the end table when you first walk in, I'm saying cigarettes, cigarettes, and beverages, letting them know they can get either of the two. And I decided to just, I ain't gonna sell cigarettes all night. I'm gonna go back and do some cocktailing, right? So when I come around with my tray, I hear this big booming voice. Y'all, I'm petty. I'm looking up, like, who the hell is that? Hear the voice again. John got this big voice, like thunder, right? But he about this tall. So he was like, "Little mama, I'm right here." So I turned around, I was like, "Oh shit, we about the same height." Hey, so we get to kicking it, and him and Irv are standing there, and Jai's the one shooting dice. And I have a conversation with Irv because back then I was producing. I had my own studio and everything, and Irv Gotti had, told me, let's do a sit down. I want to work with you. Let me hear what you got. And I ended up not able to take that opportunity because they had the huge back and forth between 50, Eminem, and Ja Rule. And I was heavy in the hip hop scene here, and I worked with a lot of the people that were connected to that movement here in the city. So it was going to make it extremely hard for me to be able to bend corners and to be comfortable. And as a woman, I don't want to be in the midst of no man business when y'all going back and forth. So I respectfully declined, but the good thing is Irv Gotti always left the door open for that opportunity. And the only thing that closed it out indefinitely was when the feds came and they went through all the legal trouble. So shout out to him, because we're talking about a man that was open-minded enough in the 90s, because this was the late 90s going into 2000, somewhere around in that time. I know I was bald-headed, so it was around that time. But he was open-minded enough to give a female producer the opportunity to produce music for his flag star artist, not the artist that he was developing on the shelf. And that was huge because back then you didn't see female producers. The only one that we talked about, the only one that was in that conversation on a major scale in entertainment back then was Missy. You didn't hear about female engineers and producers. So RIP to him. Shout out to him for that. He didn't have to offer that opportunity. And that always meant something to me, because it's hard for a woman in the industry, especially back then because it was so misogynistic, for a female to get in and do that type of work. So what I would do is I would make music, and me and my uncle were both producers. I would make music and I would let people do the business with my uncle as the face of the business. And then it didn't matter who did what. I still got my money, and you thought you worked with my uncle, but it was actually me. They found out after they paid for everything who actually did the work. And I want to say, let's see, I had that studio for like 5.5 years. So from 1999 up until late 2004, early 2005. So now we took that detour, we can go back into the reading. So show me how this is going to affect Jay-Z if Kaepernick and the NFL both decide to come after him for that non-disparagement comment. I gotta find y'all some of those pictures when my hair was short. Yeah, I literally, my hair was so short I could have been, and it was dry. Ooh, I ain't had no damn hair, y'all. And I was skinny. And then I went from that to bleach blonde hair for probably like a 13 years. So you got the Six of Swords here, which is, you know, Jay trying to get out of a situation, okay, because this has become toxic. It became a hot potato. He didn't expect this to turn out this way. And if they are to take him to court, okay, if it comes into fruition, he's going to have to pay. So right now, everything is subjective. Nothing is etched in stone. This is just the energy around it. It does look like they are considering legal options. And if they take Jay-Z to court, he will have to pay from the energy as of right now. So sometimes it's best to just close your damn mouth. You already put your foot in your mouth at that damn Roots picnic and then turned around and tried to make us believe that that was the #7 trending song for the whole year. How? We just heard it and we didn't like it. Where'd you get your numbers from? Didn't you say women lie, men lie, numbers don't? You got some real fugazi looking numbers. I don't know if your numbers is completely lying, but they sure ain't telling the whole truth. Because I don't know nobody listen to that shit. Nobody. They watch content on YouTube, but I don't know nobody that purposely just listen to that damn raggedy ass freestyle. Now y'all tell me in the chat, did y'all go back and listen to that freestyle? Did that freestyle give y'all life? Because it gave me medic alert. It didn't give me life at all. You said lower your tone when you talking to us. Hold on, that's not the deck I wanted. Here we go. Here. Look, I see 2 hell no's. So I didn't even listen to it at all. You said what freestyle? Oh shit. Well, the hell no's are look like they're rolling in. So you said it was sleepy time tea. Oh God, what'd you say? Sound like Foxy spit it out. I ain't gonna do Fox like that now. She might be different than she used to be, but I ain't gonna do her like that. I think she definitely could have done better than that. That was sad. Like, did Blue Ivy help you write that? You need to go and talk to Blue Ivy before you step back out here and do anything, because we need Manager Blue to, you know, sit down with you and do artist development like she did on tour. Like, get Daddy together, because he out here acting like he ain't take his damn medicine. Said only listen when Millie played it and we laughed. Okay, I'm about to say, like, when did it go #7? Said he sound like Rocky Balboa. Ow! Oh, the damn double shade of it all. Rocky was from Philly. Ooh, Rocky was from Philly. Lord have mercy. Ooh. Said Foxy was backstage scared to come out on stage, allegedly. Child, I want to know who the bartender was backstage, because, listen, before I tap into this last one that's tonight for YouTube, y'all, Rihanna and that foot placement, that 1-2 kick, okay, I'm good. Child, when I tell you I hollered. When she bent down and laughed at her damn self. Y'all, I could be tripping, but y'all let me know if y'all saw this. When she finally did get to singing, Did it look like she was singing that bitch better have my money to Jay? Was I the only one that kind of was tripping? Was she like, bitch, give me your money? Like, did it look like she was looking at him when she was saying that? Or am I tripping? You said Rihanna and Tiana. Everybody was lit. Hell, Beyonce came out there looking like a New Year's Eve Christmas tree. Okay, so I wasn't the only one that seen that. It literally looked like she turned to him and she was telling him personally, like, bitch, give me your money. I said, oh, she talking shit to him on stage. She really is um, on her sippy. Yeah, that hug said a lot. It was very, very detached. They was touching and trying not to touch. Like, bitch, get off me. Be nice. We're in front of people. That's what that hug gave to me. Y'all, I played that back probably a good 4 or 5 times because I could not stop laughing. That damn that wobble kick combination. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I've done that one before at the front door. But I was trying to get my keys in the door. And you know, you always gotta pee when you're trying to get your keys in the door. And your bladder just seems to do the most right at the front door. Like that was that kick. That whoo. She looked like she surprised herself. She stuck that landing. Either way, unprofessional or not, y'all, I like Ree. I do. I like Ree. And I feel like they held that show back because Joe couldn't, child, who the hell is Joe? Jay. Jay couldn't carry that crowd or that show by himself. Have y'all realized that Jay has never literally just done a tour by himself? Like even when he did 444, like 444 only had a really good turnout in certain cities. I've never seen him just rock a whole show with his whole catalog by himself. He should be able to do that. I feel like they held that show up because he needed that energy on stage. But on everything I love, who was the bartender backstage? Who was the VIP bartender? Were y'all drinking Sir Davis? What was y'all doing? Because I need somebody that was backstage to give us the tea. Like, I mean, anybody. Call somebody and give us the tea. Because that whole entire show looked like a drunk ass family get together. It looked like when you hang out with your cousins for Thanksgiving and all of y'all got y'all signature song. Everybody might not be good at their song, but everybody got their signature song. That's whoo, child. I mean, when I tell you everybody was pimp, everybody in the club getting tipsy. Child, they was backstage allegedly getting blasted. Pull it up, pull it up. Watch it all fall out. That bartender was pouring for dear life. You said no choir was making the drinks with the blood on the other side. That would explain the strongness. Were y'all drinking Sir Davis? We might need to give Sir Davis a chance if it worked that damn well. You got you you got to drink that sparingly. Everybody came out on the stage looking confused. Where am I supposed to go? Right here? Right? What? Huh? Woo. For those of y'all that's in my membership and in Twitch, child, that was giving Shaka Khan at Aretha Franklin funeral. You had to be on Twitch for the conversation. That was giving Shaka Khan at Aretha Franklin funeral. If you haven't seen it, it's still on YouTube. Go and look. So let's tap into Nikki and Jay, okay? I wanted to tap into this because I saw this circulating throughout YouTube and social media. It was a Caribbean YouTuber, um, and she had this notion that Jay may have allegedly created fake documents and passed them around to people. And by Cardi talking about this diagnosis, alleged diagnosis, because we don't know what's real and what's fake, she exposed the paper trail for such said documents. Now, like I said, we don't know if this is real. We don't know if this is fake. We don't know if the paperwork is real. We don't know if the paperwork is fake. We don't even know if there is paperwork. But we do know that there is a narrative that is being pushed, and it's being pushed very strongly, and people keep trying to attack Nikki's mental health, and it's the same narrative, almost like people are reading from a script. Who is passing out this script is the bigger picture, because now you got Charlemagne over there with academics looking like he's throwing Lauren LaRosa under the bus. Oh, I got it from Lauren. Where did Lauren get it from? Or did you just have Lauren to say it because you didn't want to be the one to be inflammatory, so you let her lead it? Now you telling us Lauren is the one who got this information. So if this information turns out to be valid that you got from Lauren, or is valid that you got it from Lauren, child, Lauren LaRosa can end up in court. She could end up, being deposed, because they're going to want to know where could she have gotten this from. You're going to mess around and have Lauren's phones, researched, her emails researched. You're going to have them in her DMs and all of her social media inboxes. How is that supposed to work when she's a news source? I mean, is she going to be able to use the SLAPP Act? Will the SLAPP Act have anything to do with this when we're talking about HIPAA violations? I don't think the SLAPP Act can save you from HIPAA violations or HIPAA fraud, because if this isn't real, if the diagnosis isn't real, that's what I meant to say. If the diagnosis isn't real, then you could be facing charges, or somebody can be facing charges for releasing false medical documents, which is even worse than the HIPAA violation. So let's tap in. Nikki, how do you feel about Charlemagne implementing Lauren LaRosa is the one who he got this tea from? How do you feel about Lauren LaRosa? Which is interesting, because Lauren been going out of her way to drag Nikki a lot the last 6 months. Show me Nikki on Lauren LaRosa. Show me Nikki on Lauren LaRosa. Ace of Wands. Charlemagne knew what he was doing. He knows that there's a locomotive coming, and when it comes, it's going to come swiftly. So he also knows that it's going to be aggressive. So he's trying to spare himself, allegedly, and for entertainment purposes only. Yeah, he's more so worried about these allegations that have to do with his marriage and his foundation, his stability with his career and politics and his marriage. So he doesn't need to be attached to this. So this gives me the energy of, let's say You're riding around in the car with somebody and y'all get pulled over and they throw the burner under your seat. That's what this is giving me. He literally jumped out the car and threw the burner under her seat. Damn. So we got the Magician here and the Two of Wands. So she was shaky about Lauren and her involvement. She knew that she was, you know, tied and attached somehow to someone who may be, you know, organizing something, but she didn't know what the level of her involvement was. So thanks to Charlamagne and academics, I would say more so academics, because Charlamagne, you shouldn't even took that interview. You should have took your bug head ass on to your wife and did all of the best apologies you could do in secret so that you can get her out there with her helmet of salvation to help you with these accusations. Because you don't want to be getting a divorce in the middle of all of this. Because right now, even if you got a prenup, if they can find what you said is remotely true, they can find payments to that girl, child, that prenup will get real flimsy. If you got one. Said Lauren came in and silenced Jesse thinking that she was the one. Well, she definitely wants to be the one. We got to remember, Lauren LaRosa, really, she should know better because she comes from TMZ. And TMZ already has a colorful background, but you learn how to vet information with TMZ. Whether they play in a gray area and possibly allegedly give you a lie through omission, they know enough about the story to only report certain parts. So she should have learned a little bit more coming out of the TMZ newsroom. Said Jess with the mess might have dodged a bullet. Child, the firing squad. Eight of Wands. Yeah, things are about to start speeding up, moving really, really swiftly. Two of Wands because of this choice for Charlamagne to proverbially throw her under the bus. This is going to get the ball rolling in this investigation. And it's like Nikki has been on a fact-finding mission this whole entire time. I told y'all when Nikki gets quiet, that's when she's the most dangerous. You don't want somebody like Nikki to get quiet, because she gets quiet, she's in her bag. She's thinking, she's talking to people, and she's planning. Now, I think what's interesting is right after Charlamagne throws Lauren LaRosa under the bus, we get this news story coming out about Nikki being sued, or allegedly being sued, by her former legal team to make it seem like she can't pay her legal bills. Why is it every time they want to give us a messed up story about Nikki, it always has to do with either her mental health, her sobriety, or her money? It'd be the same three things every time. Every time. Rinse, wash, repeat. Didn't they just tell her she was broke and she was going to lose her house over what? Peanuts? Child, she still got that damn house and that got settled. So what they going to do? Go sit down behind the scenes and that's going to go away too, because they're going to get down to the bottom of this, figure out what's going on, and get things handled and be done? So y'all keep trying to make us think Nikki ain't got no damn money. I don't know how she ain't got no money. She just bought a big ass pink jet. Now, I don't know. Maybe, y'all let me know. Did Nikki buy Mayweather jet? And that's where his jet went when it disappeared? Did she get Rick Ross jet and rewrap it? Because why everybody else losing their jets and Nikki got a jet, but she's supposed to be the one broke? Or that's what they want us to think and feel. I haven't seen people with jets that are poor, especially not one that is custom pink wrapped. Haven't seen it as of yet. Can y'all show me some poor people that have a jet or a helicopter? I need to know something. I need to talk to them about some things. Because if they doing it big, broke, then I need to understand where is my jet and how soon can I get one. I mean, unless they gonna let us get the planes that they just decommissioning over there at Spirit Airlines. What they selling those? They selling Spirit planes. Cause I don't want no Spirit plane. That the GPS on that one might not work right. I might be trying to go to California and end up in Moscow, and I don't want no Spirit plane. They can keep the Soul planes. Child, Ace of Cups and the Empress. So it's like behind the scenes, people who have actually dealt with Nikki have said that Nikki has been kind to them. She has showed them love. They never had problems with Nikki. So it's going to be interesting when this tide turns and this narrative turns again, because there are people that are in independent media now that may have podcasts that could have worked with Nikki earlier in their career, and you're going to start to hear them come forward talking about, oh, she showed me love. She was kind to me. She was attentive. She was on time. She was professional. We were able to go straight through. The Empress, will work with her again. Four of Swords. So, Nikki's going to lay this situation to rest, but right now, King of Cups, she's remaining quiet. She's not letting anybody know how she feels. This is that don't let the right hand know what the left hand is doing type energy right now, because she knows she's got everybody on the ropes. They need her to speak up now so they know where her head is at, and she's not going to do it. Not yet. She's going to speak out when it counts. Queen of Swords. So this right here is letting me know that we need to be very attentive when this album comes out. Okay? And Nikki's wordplay is vicious. So her double, triple, quadruple entendres are going to really be hitting in some interesting ways, to where people are going to listen to it and they're going to come back later like, wait a minute. Same thing like what I told y'all with Big Face. Big Face. Who the hell is that? Bigfoot. There we go. Same thing I told y'all with Bigfoot. Okay? Bigfoot is something that people are going to listen to a year or two from now, and they're going to be like, oh, I get it. I didn't realize that's what she was talking about. It's a slow burn. It's a very slow burn, depending on the level of brain cells you have that are activated when you listen to it. So, yes. Said her gas money for her jet is $2,000. Child, I bet you it was more than that. She got that quadruple premium. You probably got to put diamonds in her plane. Like, what type of fuel you got in here? It's diamond powered. Like, I've never seen this before. You won't. They just created it. One diamond gives me 32 trips. Ooh. 10 of Cups. So right now we're looking at, the family card or the umbrella or families of companies that... Wait a minute. You said Bigfoot plus camel face equals big face. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. Oh, God. Six of Swords. So it's like, Lauren's trying to figure out, how does she get out of this toxic situation? How do I move forward? But see, Nikki is being quiet. She's being strategic. And she's going to get out of this situation in such a way to where people are going to be like, wait a minute. Run that back. All of this was happening with what? I would have never guessed. I would have never thought. Said we will forget Annabelle, but Bigfoot will stand the test of time. So Rick Ross gonna be asking Nikki, is she so is she hacking? Can she get a ride with her? Not can he get a ride with her? Woo! So Ace of Coins under the Ace of Wands. Y'all, there's about to be a collaboration that's going to be very, very, very aggressive. That's going to end everything that's going on right now as a whole. And this is going to be bigger than what we think. Y'all got to remember that they're talking about radio possibly being under investigation anyway. So this was terrible timing for all of this to come out for them. You said her fuel is like 20K per flight, I think. That sounds about right. That's why I said she got diamond fuel. She just go over there and you say we need what? Shake a couple of little cubes off her wrist and like, let's go, let's go. Let's see. Show me Lauren LaRosa's energy. Child, it don't get no realer than that. The Tower. She's worried about this destroying her whole entire career, the foundation of her career, and the Magician falls on top of it. So it's like, I gotta say allegedly. Allegedly, she feels like she manifested the end of her career. It's over. Five of Swords, over conflict and communication. Because what if it's a toss-up. Either way, she's messed up because either it's a HIPAA violation or it's fraud. And if it's a HIPAA violation, you got whole medical groups that are about to be sued. Not just doctors, but medical groups. Like, y'all might get Nikki General Hospital the way this is going, if anything in that paperwork actually comes from her real my chart, her real personal medical history. If they got just a pinch of something that's in her actual medical records, child, listen, I don't know who's gonna be wealthier off of suing people for the next 2 years, Nikki or Tori. But Lauren, child, you might have to sell some of your 27 pieces. I would suggest you go get you a lawyer and just have them in the cut just in case. Eight of Wands to the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, this happened really, really fast. And it's like, you know, everything's up in the air now. It's like you took a gamble on something that could end everything for you. Not just your career, but your whole entire trajectory of your life as you know it. So I smell some cooperation coming. Yeah, Judgment. Nine of Wands, the Wounded Warrior. So it feels like she over there playing the victim. She hurt. Y'all, Lauren is sick about this. But it's like okay, this is rough, but you know, we're gonna get through this. The Angel, she only 8 left. Deb blew the other ones. The other ones out. Got the Two of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, y'all, this choice could cost Lauren everything. This is falling under the Four of Swords. Everything that she known it, everything that she's amassed in her career, and this is the most that she's ever made. Ten of Pentacles is everything you got over a choice. Two of Wands. And now you're in your dark night of the soul, and you're all alone on this situation, the Hermit. We just say Applehead about to tell on them. Girl, you might as well save yourself. Don't worry about who's going to save your job. You need to be saved from Rico Suave. Temperance. So it looks like she gonna tell the truth to get balanced through a new beginning in this situation. So I do see her cooperating if they come to her. If they depose her, she ain't gonna have no choice. You said y'all this little bill. That ain't gonna never ever stop being funny. Damn. Page of coins. Yeah, 10 of cups. She thought that these people she worked with were like family. Child, you better understand where you working. This is like being in the damn swamps of Florida playing around with damn alligators and crocodiles. You you was you in that swamp infested water. You ain't know? Welcome to the industry. 6 of swords. 5 of wands. Yeah, Nikki bringing this fight to them. King of coins. She bringing this fight to them. I want whoever is over everything, y'all. She could be suing the station, the actual show itself. This is going to get very interesting. Let me see Jay-Z's cards. Let's see if he actually has anything to do with this. Alrighty. Show me Jay's energy on this. Did Jay actually put this into fruition? Prince of Swords. So Prince of Swords talks about, he may not have done this, but it may be an underling, an employee, an assistant. So this gives me, a runner, someone that will be the liaison, so to speak. So if it came from him, I don't know if they can draw anything back to him. So let's see. Because this could be somebody that handles things for him that might have done this so that he could have plausible deniability, allegedly. Five of Wands. This is the card of fighting. The Queen of Wands. So allegedly, this feels like he may have used this as a tactic to fight against the Queen of Wands. But Nikki's cards above his with Lauren LaRosa, this manifested a tower. Child, watching your life go down. Watching your life go down. Speaking of watching your life go down, where were all the people from Rockefeller Records? You had people on the stage that ain't had nothing to do with the beginning of your career when you put that slow selling ass album out. Why didn't you have any of those people who were on that label when you put that album out on that stage with you? Child, if he has ever seen me, that's probably why Chris John didn't come on that stage. He's like, I'll be damned if y'all sing Watching Your Life Go Down on this stage and then my life go down, and that's the soundtrack of my future. You said Miss Bleak was doing press for Jay right after. He's always doing press for Jay. That's why I said, why is he always available to talk standing outside a building? He's just always outside the building or somewhere outside the cut. Yep, not one from Rockefeller. I looked at that, y'all. Now, I didn't watch the whole set. I stopped, you know how you drag the cursor. It's like, yeah, let me see, let me see. Okay. Nobody. Okay. Yeah, he was trying to escape a tower because of everything that he has invested. But how I know he didn't escape it, because you got Seven of Pentacles. If you've been with me, let me see if you know what we say when that comes out. I'm going to look down in the chat. Yep, no state property, for sure. And you got the state property movie and all of that. You ain't have to worry about paying Dame. Dame don't even have the company no more. There you go. You reap what you sow. Better get a seamstress. So, trying to turn around a tower. We got two towers on the table. The tower is in the upright on Nikki's side, which means she's about to crumble their foundation. This is the tower on Nikki's side. They manifested, the magician, a tower moment. Nobody saw this falling into place the way it did. It's almost like it fell in there in Nikki's lap, thanks to Bill Khalees. It gave her all the proof she needed to have someone look into this. So he didn't escape this. Caught him on the back end. And he's going to have to answer for it. And think about that, y'all. Him possibly answering for this and, Epstein Island at the same time. Can't y'all hear those saxophones getting louder and louder? Don't this seem peculiar to everybody? That somebody would go this far, as if you can't prove or disprove that this is a crime or if this is real or not. Child, this is not 1978 where you got to go down to the Hall of Records, blow the dust off the boxes, hope a rat down in the storeroom don't bite your ankles, and then hope that the evidence is still intact because it's old. We're not living in that generation. You can literally, at the touch of a finger, find anything. Look what we got. Watching your life go down. Watching your life go down. Yeah, you heavy in your thoughts, because this look like your ass could go to jail for this. If it's true. Allegedly. If it's true. Yeah. If what they say is true. Ooh. Go for broke. Watching your life go down. Yeah, this you could literally go to jail for this if they find this to be true. How many times you gonna go to jail? Because you keep popping up in my cards. Eight of Swords, Tower, surprise witnesses. They gonna decommission you like an old battleship. You know hip hop, you know where that line come from. That's once again old school Queens hip hop. Five of Pentacles. You end up broke, lose everything. Burden that you can't get from up under. Ten of Wands. Oh, I didn't know all of this. Ooh! Why does this keep popping up? Hold on, let me cover up her little tarot titties, y'all. Hold on. They be finding the little tarot titties offensive. Okay. Tarot class, let me see y'all in the chat. All of my readers. What this look like to you? You said Drake said he gonna need to worry about a jury in his life. Child, he ain't lied. Allegedly. Okay, Aja. Okay, Philly. I ain't gonna say this out loud, but it looks like this gets exposed too in the midst of everything hitting the fan and losing everything. And when it happens, it's gonna happen swiftly. It's gonna hit you like a thief in the night. You're not gonna even see it coming. Yeah, it seems like that's supposed to be a well-known secret within the family. Child. All I got to say is at least Alyssa living in hers out loud. At least Alyssa is living in hers out loud. Okay, Moon and the Ten of Cups. Seem like the family trying to continue to keep a secret. Child, look at it. The card done a Dr. Little. Wait a minute, y'all. Oh, no wonder. Queen of Wands. she wasn't ever supposed to figure this out. Ooh, ooh, Lord. This was supposed to be an ancient Chinese secret. She wasn't supposed to figure this out. Prince of Wands. Grand opening, grand closing. Now this one goes two ways, okay? Nikki's gonna be vindicated, and it's off with your head, Marie Antoinette. And due to an air sign, it's off with your head, Marie Antoinette. Either way it goes. Cut the head off the snake and watch the body drop. You never thought anybody would have enough to hold you to task, and you're about to be surprised. You're about to be very surprised. And this is going to lead to a whole lot more people not being afraid of you either. Hold on, let me get centered back in the camera. I'm over here sliding off to the side. Even my chair trying to get away from you. Maybe you could, sell Yu-Gi-Oh trading cards or something. I have no idea what you're about to do. Thank you. Queen of Pentacles. Oh, they said that's what you're going to do. I just said she got to drag you around by her bra straps. This is how you going to maneuver. She got to be a part of everything you do. So y'all about to be that annoying couple that can't go nowhere without each other, because real talk, don't nobody really like you, but they tolerate you because of her. So, as long as you got her with you, you can still get in the door. So, yeah. Yeah, excuse me, this tag in this outfit was getting on my nerves. Yeah, Knight of Cups. Adjustment, y'all. He may have to accept a plea, some type of offer. But I told y'all that in the past. It's energy is subjective, okay? Things could change. I haven't seen any of his energy change. all the time, every time, even the next time, he keeps getting the same combinations, and this is always in there. It's always in there. You're going to jail. That's what the card said, allegedly. The card said you're going to prison. And you're gonna ride your wife's coattails until you can't no more until you go to prison. According to cards, allegedly. I don't know what I'm talking about, but that's what the card said. You messed up royally. You just never thought in a million years anybody be smart enough to catch a tiger by his toe. If he holler, put that bitch in the headlock because we not letting him go. Yeah, art, Magnus. See, and that's the thing. You got a God complex, and you think because of your music, your art forms, that this is enough to slide by and to keep you out of the way. See, even through your art, you thought you'd fight Nikki, but you're gonna have to fight back because Nikki about to come and literally choke slam you when she dropped this music. See, right now she's out being ladylike and she's all demure and looking 20 years younger every time you see her. And she's just so girly and her makeup is so flawless and her face is refreshing and it's just like she's how old? Oh my God. But then she gonna get a hold to you and she gonna whoop you by every last one of those follicles you still got left when she dropped this album. So I hope you're ready. I'll try to see something. Hold on, y'all. How you sitting on Quan spitting tonight? Said I'm pulling right up to the prison. Like this is your style. Oh, you said you're a fake physic, Angel. Remember? Allegedly. Yes. Yes, allegedly. Um, but it looks like I've been upgraded to like card quantum physics. I don't know when it happened, but the physics in these cards keep saying you're going to jail no matter what you do. So it don't look like you're going to escape, sir. Um, I'm going to clear this. And I'm going to look with his cards because I want to see what the impact is going to be on social media and the industry if he goes to jail. Right now, everything is alleged for entertainment purposes. We have to wait and see how things turn out. But how will this affect Hollywood, YouTube, music as a whole if he goes to prison? He said, Nibble said he's obsessed with the fake physics. Oh. I got to, smile just in case they decide to put a file on me. Make sure my picture is cute in a alleged file if I got one. You never know. Us fake physics might have a file too. You said, how would it affect Joanne's money? Terribly. Marriage is 9/10 of the law. If he run out, you still got it. How is this going to affect global news and the industry if Jay-Z gets arrested? If he goes to prison, how is this going to affect global news and the industry? High Priestess and Princess of Swords. Y'all, I don't know what the hell he about to get caught up for, but it looked like it could be something either with a woman and And then behind that, a minor. And people might be confused at first. Are they talking about a woman or a minor? Or possibly a minor that is now a woman? Either way, I get woman and a minor. High level secrets. The empress. I mean, the high priestess. The universe. So it's like this is his Scorpio return. This is the universe returning energy for him. He has a lot of hard lessons coming, like in the next 15 to 18 months with this Scorpio energy that's bringing this karmic shower on him. It's the angel spiritual team. Don't call her, cut it till dance for no reason. Child, ooh-wee. I laughed the first time I heard that. I was like, damn, cut a deal dance. Yeah, fortune. And the star. Hold on. You cover up her little tarot titties, y'all. Fortune and the star. Yeah, it looks like people are going to look at you lost everything over an air sign, allegedly. They're going to wait to see if he can heal the situation, if he can turn it around. But y'all, this is going to affect the whole entire family's money. Everybody's money is going to be affected. I hope y'all don't have y'all names on businesses that's attached to him, because the whole family going to find out that they ATM cards and accountants don't work on the same day. Take your name off of property, off of businesses if you can, allegedly and for entertainment purposes only. You don't want nobody to feel no type of way about you being on certain contracts and working in tandem with someone that might be under investigation, because your name is on it along with them. That makes you susceptible to investigation too. You know, allegedly. I know y'all don't listen to me, so I'm going to read about all the rest of y'all getting in trouble too. And y'all, I got coffee in here, so I won't be in here sleep or getting sleepy for Twitch, because I don't have to get up early tomorrow morning. So I am going to cut a fool and kiki and sleep in a little bit. Oop, you said I know Kelly Credit screwed up behind her. Not yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if this affects her and her husband tremendously. Oh, shoot. So you got the Devil in reverse, the Knight of Wands in reverse. People are going to be in shock. They're not going to want to believe this. And then boom. Oh, shit. Queen of Cups. So it's like, y'all, the public is like, no, I don't believe this. He's not that type of guy. He would have to be a monster. All of the above. And then the Queen of Cups comes forward and it changes everything. Also, lovers represent Gemini, Magnus. He met his match. You think you arrogant? Baby Busby about to chop you down to size. It's weird, y'all. All of his problems with fire signs and air signs. Everybody that keeps him grounded, literally earth signs. Him and fire and air don't work. Think about it. Nikki, Tory, Busby, the President of the United States, the one that he helping that's going to crumble the whole damn house of cards. I don't know what type of contract he signed, but he need to stay away from everybody that is fire and air. Two of Wands. People are going to have to make adjustments. They have no choice. And y'all, this is not just adjustments in commentary. This is adjustments in commas, allegedly. Because this is going to mess up the commas for people, because they benefited tremendously off of possible relationships. Ooh, baby. Said Tony about to make a lot of money. Said, let's see if Pharrell had that same energy. Child, when he said that, I'm like, if you don't take your little frail ass off to the side and sit in that purse, you stop it. Stop it. Folks got to know when to mind their business and play possum. That was not your ministry, and it's going to backfire on you. You about 85 pounds. The wind blow, we ain't going to see your little ass no more. They gonna think it's a child when you land somewhere because you keep aging backwards. You said the little kid's pants off. Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, his decisions are about to affect his wife tremendously, and it's going to force her to have to decide if she's going to walk away. But I say it now and I said before, she waited too long. If she wants a divorce, if she wants to walk away, I feel like she missed her window. It's too late. She's in too deep. She's tied into too much. Damn, guilty by association. And here it is, the Hermit. They're making sure I know that it's not just an earth sign, but a Virgo. Dark night of the soul. 6 of Wands. It's like she's thinking that they can, move forward towards victory. At least she's hoping and strong on hope. Two of Cups got stuck. Like, this is my soulmate, the love of my life. She's way more, loyal and into him than he is into her. 4 of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, 10 of Pentacles. Y'all, I would not be surprised if we see like houses, businesses, bank accounts seized. And I mean everything. Like everything can be frozen. And I've said this before. Don't be surprised if they raid him just the same way that they did Diddy. Because I'm seeing it, the same energy that I saw with Diddy. If they raid him like they did Diddy, you're going to see Homeland Security, you're going to see the feds, you're going to see state police, and regular municipalities. But this is going to be very covert because they're going to make sure it does not make it back to him. Child, I wouldn't even be surprised if John Quavius over there didn't have like special forces to snatch him out first, and then you see the aftermath in progress. But it's like we already got him. Similar to the Venezuelan president that, child, he took that man and his wife. You got to give it to Trump. Trump is a gangster. He don't care. When I tell you he ain't scared of shit, but possibly being broke, that's the only thing that probably give Trump a nightmare. Like, oh my God. Oh, I dreamed I only had 3 million. Let me get up and do something wealthy. You can't say that man is scary at all. He almost 80 years old and still ready to give him hell. He New York through and through. You said President Donald Montana. What did I do with the other box over here? So, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and end it for Allegedly Friday. And I'm going to see you at midnight for Allegedly Friday after show over on Twitch. I got to be greedy, y'all. Go find me something to snack on right quick. And I'll be right back. And we're about to cut up and key. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Y'all, listen to this. I gotta end it on the same note. Tory is #1 in the country in less than 9 hours from prison. From prison. This is his 3rd album this year from prison. This is his 4th project. Well, if you look at the Peterson album, the one he just dropped, Slutty Bass, and then this. 4 albums in less than 2 years' time since he's been in prison. And you got people out here free as the day is long and making slop music. I mean, absolutely horrendous to the eardrums. Y'all got to stop letting Tory run circles around y'all from prison. This man is in there with a pine cone, a comb, a toothbrush, and a fan. And the fan is auto-tunes. That's his percussion section. And then we hear it. And it's like, how in the hell did you do all of that over the phone? He said, sir, no skips. Well, hold on, what's my, y'all, this is my song right here. Hold on. This is my song. Hold on. Wait a minute. Jalen Brunson. Y'all, I had that song cut all the way up. Now, they said it's going to be a remix to that. I cannot wait. He dropped this album at a perfect time to give people riding music for the summer. Like, this is something I know I'm going to hear in traffic. I know I'm going to hear if I go to the park, if I go to a cookout, if you know the DJs drop this in the club, people gonna be like, I mean, whether you like Tory or not, you believe he's guilty or innocent, what you cannot take from him is his talent. Hands down. You cannot take that talent from him. And then the fact that you got the audacity to be related to a talented family, and all of y'all over there like the new Jackson 5. Every last one of y'all can sing and do something and just be amazing for no damn reason. And you got all of these people with major budgets on huge labels, okay? Labels pulling all types of tricks and schemes. They can't bot no more. They can't do fake streams. And you come out in prison #1 in less than 9 hours. Y'all, all 3 of these projects he just dropped, the double CD, Slutty Bass, and the one from last year, have all had the conversation of album of the year. All of them. How you gonna deny that, man? But with that being said, y'all, let me go ahead, give me something to eat. I'm gonna see y'all in about, let's see, it's 11:20. So I'll see y'all about like 30, 40 minutes on Twitch. Let me feed my face. I love y'all. Remember, this is Allegedly Fridays, where all things said are alleged and for entertainment purposes only. And if you'd like a book or reading with me, please email me at angelkissestheoracle@gmail.com. A 30-minute reading is $44. An hour is $88. An ancestral reading is $111. And a criminal aid reading is $250. The only reading that I have that is a 3-hour block of time. And when I book those readings, I literally book so that I don't have anybody after you, so that I can recuperate and get my rest. I'm going to give all of my attention, if you need it, for investigative purposes. So I will see y'all shortly. I'm about to put Tory on, make me something to eat. Y'all roll up, go get your drink, go get your snacks. See you shortly. Everybody have a good night. And if you haven't been over there on Twitch, come on. What you doing? You ain't doing nothing. Come hang with us. See y'all in a minute, cousins. Good night.